AFTV brings you Man City versus Arsenal, powered by NordVPN. It's going to take the performance of the season to beat them here.
You're the Arsenal captain. This is a big moment.
Do we leave Zinchenko out for this game and bring Tierney in?
Jesus, I think you need to start him. His old club, point to prove, something on the line.
Everybody can have big character when it's going great.
Yeah.
I agree.
When the chips are down, when you're having a bad game and you know you're having a bad game, what are you going to do?
It'd be very nerve-wracking to go without Tierney because of the problems we've seen on that side recently.
I've got a funny feeling that we're going to come here and do something. Hi, welcome along to AFTV. We are here at the Etihad for our predicted 11. And you know, just before I get into that, just to remind you, don't forget to get your NordVPN. You can click the link in the description. Protect yourself. That's one of the good things about it. You can protect yourself. There you go in them pubs while you're on your way up. You know what I mean? They're trying to nick everything from us right now, these Man City fans. So you've got to keep your phones protected from the dodgy Mancunian malware, right? So make sure you get yourself a NordVPN. Now we're here outside the Etihad Stadium. You know what? There's already been a couple of City fans walk past us. They've got big smiles on their faces. They're not giving us a chance in this game. You know what I mean? They're really not. We are really the underdogs. But what I want to ask you two is, what should the starting 11 be? And there's been a lot of debate over, should we switch things up? Should we, try something a little different? Because remember, we haven't, when was the last time we won it? Years, you know what I mean? So it's going to take the performance of the season to beat them here. And what team do we go with? So obviously in goal, it's Ramsdale, goes without saying.
Even though he done a mad thing against Southampton.
Do you know what? He's done a mad thing in the last two games, I feel, as well, because there you go, there's another one. Because even in the West Ham game, I felt he could have saved one of those. But
Bowens, yeah.
But then let's go back and remember that at Liverpool, he saved it, and he could have to make some big saves on the night to keep us in it. A good goalkeeper is going to be important in this game. So Ramsdale in goal, right back.
Well, and then you go into the back four, really.
Yeah, well, we're going into the back four, and there's been talk, and you said it, we even said this, we was having a discussion around this for the Southampton game about possible changes in formation. I mean, do you want to elaborate on that? I mean,
look, the thing is that Rob Holding, while I don't think he's done as bad as people have been saying, I don't think he's the reason everything's gone wrong. People forget we were 2-0 up in a lot of these games. You should be able to beat Southampton with all due respect with Rob Holding in the back four. But I understand, I talked about tactical insight. He's far too deep. He doesn't want to engage in the way Saliba does up the pitch. When you do that, you leave bigger gaps, and that leaves far more work for Thomas Partey. I don't think it's a coincidence that Partey's last two games have been two of his worst in the season, quite frankly. So the options are that you basically really tweak it. You'd be looking at like a back three with White, Holding and Gabriel, or you go White, Kivior and Gabriel. If you want Kivior, who's none of us have really seen enough in an Arsenal shirt. He's much more of an athlete. He's much more of a dynamic centre-back, 6'2" as well, wins his headers, all that.
What about White, Gabriel, Tierney?
Well, there's that as well. Elaborate, because I mean...
Because listen, obviously, Zinchenko, last couple of games, defensively being caught out. Tierney, in my opinion, is the better defensive fullback. But Zinchenko brings so much to our attack, so much to our possession play, that it'll be very difficult to leave him out. Obviously, we're going to move further on the pitch later on, so it's important to get Xhaka back, and we'll talk about that shortly. But I'm looking at defensively, and I'm thinking, listen, with Tierney slotted into the left side of a back three, when Zinchenko does go roaming, that left-hand side is more assured, just in case.
Yeah, I thought Tierney did okay in the FA Cup game here as well. By the way, so did Rob Holding until he picked up the yellow, and then they felt it wasn't really a risk worth taking. But look, for answering the question, or predict 11, I think he's going to stick with Holding. And the one thing Arteta does is show faith in his players, sometimes too much faith. But I think he's going to stick with him.
So you think he's going to stick with the back four then, right?
Yeah, I do.
So right back would be, as usual,
White,
Ben White.
Yeah.
Holding.
Yeah.
Of course, Gabriel. But what about left back? Now, this is an interesting one because, like you said, Tierney did all right last time he came here. This is a game where we're going to have to do a lot of defending. Let's be real. You know what I mean? When you come here, they're going to have the majority of the possession.
Yeah.
We're going to have to do a lot of defending. Zinchenko, defensively, for me, is not as good as Tierney. because we've got to do a lot of defending, because we've been shipping goals, let's remember that as well. Do we leave Zinchenko out for this game and bring Tierney in and kind of even maybe not that sort of dropping into midfield, do that a little less in this game, because we'll be forced to do that a little less just because we won't have the ball as much. I don't know how you guys feel about that. Is it Tierney or Zinchenko?
And you got to add to the mix that Mahrez has just scored a hat-trick on the weekend.
Yeah.
And he'll probably keep his place after that performance.
Yeah.
It's hard to drop a man that's just scored a hat-trick. And we know what Mahrez is about. He's a multiple league winner at a couple clubs. It'd be very nerve-wracking to go without Tierney because of the problems we've seen on that side recently. But you can't leave out Zinchenko either. This is the big thing, Rob. Zinchenko is integral to the overloaded midfield, trying to get control of games, and
but like you said, he's been getting caught out.
He has. That's the conundrum here. If it was me, I'd go Tierney. I'd want a bit more assurance there. On the flip side, Tierney against West Ham, I think Bowen had the better of him quite often in that game.
I wanted to hone in on that point because we actually had the scenario that everyone was sort of attacking Arteta for not giving us against Liverpool, which is when you need to shore it out, get Tierney on. Well, we were 2-0 up. Tierney started that game, so he had the whole game to play his part defensively. I don't think he did anything wrong, but I didn't see anything better from Arsenal defensively, with him in there than Zinchenko. I just think, and there's a kind of overarching theme that's summed up almost by that debate around Zinchenko's position. We've got to this situation where we're at the end of April. We're coming here knowing a win puts us in control of the title race. Now, I know how the last 3 games have gone, but look at the work we've done this season to put ourselves in this position. Do we really want to move that far away from what we've been doing? Sure, it's not gone right recently. And yeah, you've got to tinker for a team like Man City. But I just think you can tinker in maybe other areas ever so slightly. I don't think you mess with this one.
So you keep Zinchenko in. But moving into midfield, defensive midfielder, well, I say it's obviously Thomas Partey, but he also, the past couple of games, has slipped. But I guess you would both still say he's your preferred option to stay in there?
Yeah, because the depth in that position, in terms of quality and the drop-off. Listen, Jorginho's come in and done a job here and there. But against City, I'd want to be seeing Partey. And we've got to remember how we felt when we was going into the Emirates tie against City and the news of Partey being injured, bro. We was all heartbroken. So, let's not look at the...
He needs a big game, though.
Yeah, he needs a big game. He was poor in the last couple, very poor in the last one, in matter of fact.
Yeah.
But he's been a big player for us this season, so put him in there.
Okay, now, Granit Xhaka hopefully should be fit. I mean, it was an illness that kept him out against Southampton and he was missed. I guess we're unanimous that even Turkish, he used to be Turkish would be like, no, but we've seen how good he's been this season. He was a big miss in that Southampton game. Yeah. He's in.
100%. 100% and, has to be in, because we look at what his, what his...
Can I say, I think Partey missed him against Southampton. I felt the midfield was really open. With Vieira, you got more of another 10.
I think Zinchenko missed him too.
Yeah.
He allows Zinchenko to roam a bit more, and he does the box-to-box stuff. So
yeah, I agree. I think Partey needs his partner. Like he needs Saliba to press behind him and close that space. Xhaka closes it from the other side. So I think you're going to need that.
Okay, so Granit Xhaka in, and we know Odegaard's that's nailed on unless he's injured. Odegaard nailed on to be starting.
Big game for Odegaard, can I just say though? People gave him credit after Southampton because obviously he got the goal and then we got the equaliser. Last 10 minutes, sure, he started playing, but I thought for a lot of that game he wasn't into it. You're the Arsenal captain. This is a big moment. And I love Odegaard. What a season he's having, but I want to see him stamp his authority.
But he did drag us back into that game. That's the one thing I would say.
In the end, he did.
The one thing I love this character in that game, because you know what? Sometimes when the chips are down, that's when I'm looking out to see who's. Everybody can have big character when it's going great.
Yeah, I agree.
When the chips are down, when you're having a bad game, and you know you're having a bad game, what are you going to do?
I agree. No, you're right.
So I still got faith in him. Up front now, this is the interesting one, right? There's 4 players, obviously, in consideration and in contention here, I feel, right? Obviously, Gabriel Jesus will be coming back here. You've got Saka, you've got Martinelli, and Trossard, right? Now, you could pick any of those to play this game. Who are you going to pick, and who are you going to pick? That's what I want to know. Because Trossard, when he came on the other day, he looked good. He hit the bar. He looked really good. We know he can create things. Remember we played there in the FA Cup, he looked very lively in that game as well. They couldn't really he's kind of that player as well, he roams around a bit, you can't get a hold of him. But then Martinelli's been electric. Saka was a lot better in the last game, goal and an assist. Jesus has been scoring goals and he's coming back to a place that he knows well. Who do you go with?
Well, okay, firstly, Saka, obviously. One of our players of the season, if not player of the season. Martinelli. I think if there's one player that you don't use the bottle word and that tag at anyone, it's Martinelli. He has got better and better as the pressure's risen in this title race. He is thriving on it. And so then it's Jesus or Trossard. And I do lean towards Jesus. I just think his wriggly nature, his ability to twist and turn, do something a little bit unpredictable, that pacing behind. I think we're going to need that on the counter when we're defending a lot more than we're going to need what Trossard does. Having said that, I love Trossard. I love him. Two-footed player. He's so unpredictable. He can do things out of nothing. And I kind of think if we don't see Trossard on Wednesday, then things have gone right. If we do, it's probably because we need a goal, but what a great impact sub, someone who can do something out of nothing. So that's the balance I'm going with, Trossard on the bench.
What about you?
It's a mad one, because after Southampton, I said Trossard has to start the next game. But looking at the three James has chosen, I think Martinelli goes without saying. He's been, in my opinion, our best player in this title running.
Yeah.
Jesus, I think you need to start him. His old club, point to prove, something on the line. We saw his interview recently about, the question marks with the young side and getting over the line, not enough experience. He is one of the ones with experience. And Saka, if there's anyone I look at and, nervy about their form, it is Saka, but he got a goal and assist against Southampton. So I just feel like you can't change that three as much as I'd like to see Trossard. I think you go with that three and then hope that you don't need Trossard off the bench to get a goal. But if we do, like James said, a very good player to come in. Yeah,
I think I'm going to agree with you guys as well. You know what I mean? Jesus, he knows the place as well.
Yeah.
We saw Walcott come back to our place and score. Hopefully he repeats the trick and comes back here.
Zinchenko could cash one in as well.
And Zinchenko, right? And then Saka, I thought he was kind of a bit back to his best in the second half. Not the first half, but the second half of the game against Southampton. And if Ake's out,
big.
Right, I think he can get at maybe a Laporte or something, because Ake last time kind of had him here. You know what I mean? Ake played really well. There's doubts. I'm not sure if Ake is going to be playing or not, but there's doubts on Ake. I think Saka could be a key player for Arsenal. And obviously Martinelli, like you said, he's been superb. How can you leave him out? And then it's the work he does off the ball as well. Martinelli, that's going to be very important in this game, because as I said, a lot of times we're not going to have the ball. So listen, I want to put it out there to you guys. What would you be your 11 for this massive game, as Turkish described it, the Premier League final?
Yeah,
that's how he described it, and I like that description, because that's what it is. It's an absolutely huge game. What's going to be your 11 for the game? Please let us know in the comments. And also, don't forget NordVPN. Click the link in the description. You can stay secure when you're coming up here to Manchester. Also, watch games worldwide, etc. on that VPN. So click the link in the description to get involved in that. We're here at the Etihad. Looking forward to the game. It's Arsenal visiting Man City. This could be the title decider. Introducing FANZONE. My friend Elliot from Canada.
We are still
we are top of the league. We are top of the league. We are top of the league. Say we are top of the league.
Allows any fan, anywhere you are on the planet, to broadcast live into our shows at the push of a button via our website or app.
I'm tired of hearing about the Europa League like it's silverware. So is the League Cup. So is the Dubai Cup. So is the Community Shield.
Michael, come on. They're not the same level.
No, I mean it.
Cecile. My guy.
FANZONE on AFTV Plus. You can download it on iOS or the Play Store and have your say. Shop for AFTV merch at shop.aftv.co.uk. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, and Twitch. We've got content for every platform, so check it out.